Namaste, welcome. My name is Stacy, and today I present to you a little workshop on how to find your confidence and happiness again. Thank you so much for joining me and being here today. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how it is to face your emotions, not bury them. And once you face your emotions, what you're going through, you will find that there is confidence and happiness that lies within, that has always been there, but it's just been buried with overwhelming thoughts and frustration, depression, all these things that are limiting beliefs, things that are holding us back from actually what it is that we desire and the things that we already have. You don't have to go far to find happiness. You just have to unbury it. So, my intention is to help you unbury all of that and find that confidence and that happiness that lies within. So, I'll take a little moment to kind of tell you a little bit about my story, tell you where I'm coming from, and then we'll jump into some of the techniques that helped me find my confidence in my voice and my happiness. I've always been a fairly optimistic person, born into a family that was very loving, a family that said, I love you very often. And if you're someone that hasn't heard that much, I want you to know that I love you, okay? You are loved. You're held in a safe place. So I was fortunate. I was fortunate to have a family that showed their love. I almost walked through life with rose colored glasses on, that everything just looked really good. It wasn't until I was 25 years old, newly married to the man of my dreams, we bought our first fixer-upper home, that we were excited. We had many plans on what to do with this old farmhouse. We owned 3 dogs and we had our first baby on the way. Everything was just perfectly lining up for Stacy, perfectly lining up for me. And then one Sunday morning, I get a call from his boss, my husband's boss. And they said, Where's Craig? He hasn't showed up today. And I was like, Well, he left an hour ago. And we live 20 minutes from his workplace. There should be no reason why he's late. He should be there. And all of a sudden, panic started to set in. And they heard it through the line. And they said, Don't worry. We will figure it out and we'll call you back. They knew I was pregnant. They didn't want to stress me out. But it was too late. I was already stressed. I knew something was up. So I couldn't just wait around at home. I had to drive around and try to find him. I drove down our street and I saw caution tape blocked all the way around, and there was a collision. In my heart, I knew that that was him, but I didn't want to face it at that time. So I drove around that whole collision. And I drove to my parents' house, and I was just waited in this weird state until someone did tell me the news that he was in an accident. So for 3 days, I sat by his bedside while he was hooked up to life support, and just praying and hoping, praying that he would pull through. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't my story. I had to sign the papers, and he was gone just like that. And my whole life was turned around just like that. And it was 3 weeks later that I had our first baby. And if it wasn't for that baby, I don't exactly know what state I would be in. I just knew that I had to support this child. But in those first stages of my grief, I was very confused. I was very depressed. I was very anxious. I was overwhelmed. All of these things were causing a huge effect on my emotional, mental, and physical health. It's all connected. And even though I was nurturing this child, he was suffering too a little bit because I wasn't really present as a mother. So I turned to my yoga mat, and yoga and meditation helped me. So that is what this workshop is. It's to teach you techniques that you can face those emotions that you're feeling and use them as fuel to bring you to that place of being confident, being happy, and living your best life where you feel that vitality again. Because we only have this one life, and we should enjoy it. We should be able to enjoy it. So, the first thing that I did every single day was I would wake up and I would say to myself, I am happy to be alive. Even if I didn't quite believe it yet, even though I went through those, if you're a grieving person or you know somebody who's grieving, there's this idea of guilt that you survived and they didn't, and you feel like it should be switched around. But I would tell myself, I am happy to be alive. I am happy to be alive. So that's one thing, a positive affirmation, something that's going to get you out of bed. I am happy to be alive, or I am ready for the day. And then I would get up out of bed with that thought, give a nice big stretch, and then I would make the bed. I know it sounds silly, but a simple little thing like accomplishing making the bed was a huge thing. If I could do that, great. That's a good start to the day. The second thing that we do, finding our confidence and our happiness again, is shower. It's shower. Now, I added dry brushing to my regimen. So I would wake up, have my happy thought, make my bed, and then grab a dry brush and then brush the body towards the heart. So just dry brushing all that dead skin, all the cells that flake off. You don't need those anymore, right? And I would feel a little bit more alive just with that, with the dead skin gone and fresh, fresh, fresh. So you just take a dry brush and you brush your whole body up towards the heart, even the back of the body, everything. And then you jump in the shower. In the shower, that's when you can release some emotions. If you need to cry or scream or whatever, have that, let it out there. Let it out in that shower, in that space, and then come back to that positive thought. I am happy to be alive. I'm happy to be alive. And then let that water almost cleanse you down to your spirit, to your soul. That's what I would do. I would believe that this water is helping to cleanse me. And then after I would get out of the shower, dry myself off, little task, go into the mirror and say that positive affirmation into the mirror. I am happy to be alive. I am ready for the day. And saying it. And for the first little while, when you're feeling really low, you might not be able to look yourself in the mirror. So if you want to imagine your loved one there, or the person that you're missing, or someone that you look up to, if you want to imagine you're looking at them and saying, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you are ready for the day. You could say that. And then eventually, every day facing yourself, you can say it to yourself. And then after that little ritual, feed yourself something wholesome, something that makes you feel good. So for me, that was greens, any kind of greens, and I would cut it up and put it in an omelet and scramble it and then make that for myself. So an omelet in the morning, giving yourself the protein and the nutrients. Important to feed your soul. And then of course it's whatever fits your diet. If you are a vegan, then you would find a vegan substitute. If you're vegetarian, same thing. And then allow that time, allow some space for you to sit and enjoy the food, be present with the food. That's another thing. Give it a little blessing. And then after that, clean the dishes. Just a simple little task. You might not want to. You might think, just let it stay. But doing it, just doing it anyway, showing up for yourself, showing that you can keep even a dish clean, it goes a long way. So you just, right after you're done eating, put it in the sink, wash it off, dry it, put it away. Done. Second thing is to sit with a meditation. So let's just take a moment of our time right now, sitting up nice and tall. You can ground your feet down, relax your body, close the eyes. And then imagine a bunch of smiles of your loved ones, the ones that are present in your life, the ones that are from your past, the ones that have passed on. Just imagine the smiles. For me, imagining the smiles would bring a smile to my face. But it could trigger some feelings of missing them more. And if that's the case, that's okay. Let that come up for you. Let that come up and then release it through tears or frustration, because it's okay to face those emotions. You don't want to bury them. So inhaling, beautiful smiles all around you. Exhaling, nice and calm. Inhale, lifting through the heart space. And exhaling out the heart space. Inhale, fill the full part of your body, filling up the heart, the chest. And then exhaling at the back of the heart, the back of the body. Keep everything nice and calm through the facial expressions. And then you can play that mantra in your mind. I am ready for the day. I'm ready for this moment right here. I'm not about to let this moment pass without a brief moment of appreciation for being alive. Feeling the air around you. Inhale, feeling uplifted. Exhale, grounded. Inhale, vision those smiles all around you. Exhale, smiles all around you. Let's place our left hand on our heart center, right on the chest there. And then place the opposite hand, the right hand, just in the middle of the forehead. Rest and relax the shoulders. Inhale through the body. Fill the chest. Almost see if you can feel that breath pull up into the third eye, into that head space. And exhale. Let's do 3 more breaths here. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, just like this. Inhale. And exhale. As we exhale, let's place that right hand just on top of that left hand at the heart center. And recognize that beating heart, beating for you, beating for life, beating for happiness, beating to serve every part of your cells inside. Serve it at the optimum vitality. Recognize the pulsing underneath of these hands. Pulsating rhythm. Ready to experience life. Recognize all that you've experienced up until this moment. Recognize emotions that come up. Let them come up and then let them pass, just like your breath coming in and going out. Recognize the emotions for what they are and then let them be, and know that you are not those things. You are not those emotions. You can experience them, but they don't have to be you. And before you open your eyes, we'll take our hands in Anjali Mudra, just pressing the palms together. And then we'll rub them together, creating a little bit of friction. Friction, imagining that fire within lighting up, warming up. Place this warmth on your heart once more. Feel that beating rhythm. Anahata, anahata, anahata. Warming that heart center, the heart chakra. 3 big, huge breaths here. One more breath. It's okay if you're not ready to give love right now out into the world, but please remind yourself to give love to yourself. Notice your warmth. And again, we'll place the hands on Anjali Mudra, friction, pressing together, getting the biceps engaged a little bit here. Maybe pull in the core nice and tight, and then relax, and then tight and relax. And then cup these hands over top of the eyes. And we'll just move the eyes, open them up and move them in different directions slowly, opening wide and then looking down, looking to the left and looking up, over to the right and back down, and then reverse, looking down and then over to the right, up and over to the left and back down. Keep the eyes open, spread apart the fingers, and place them down on your knees. Okay, a little meditation. And then I'm going to bring you over to the mat, just to end with a bit of movement here, moving the body. We have a beautiful sunny day here, so I hope that you can see me. Come onto your mat, ground down through the feet, find your rock star alignment, pressing down through each corner of the foot, each foot, left and right. And maybe tilt your body over to the right a little bit, and then over to the left, over to the right, and over to the left, and then sturdy in one strong Tadasana mountain pose. We're going to gather our hands up high to the sky and then back down by our side bodies. And doing that 2 more times. Inhaling, stretching up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Then let's place our hands just behind our backs. Press the hips forward. Open up the heart and press the elbows back behind you. If it's available for your neck, we'll drop the head, rising the chin to the sky, opening up that heart, opening up the throat. And then slowly begin to hinge from the waist forward into a nice, slow forward fold. Sweep your hands down your legs and let your body relax here for a few breaths. We can shake out the arms. We can shake the head out, yes, and shake it out, no. Different directions. Breathing here. And then slide your hands back up your legs, back to the hips, and then slowly rise up 1 vertebra at a time. We'll come into a little back bend, so pressing the hips forward, pinching the elbows back, opening up through the heart and throat, and then a slow forward fold. Slide those hands down. Be present with your breath. And we'll slide our hands back up our legs towards our hips. Come up 1 vertebra at a time. Feel nice and sturdy in your Tadasana, and then press the hips forward 1 more time. Squeeze the shoulder, or the elbows back, shoulders away from the ears. Open up the heart, open up the throat. And then 1 last forward fold. So folding nice, steady, and slow. Slide the hands back down, round the spine once you get to your lowest point. And then soften our knees here. We'll soften the knees. Let everything kind of just hang. Breathe. And then we'll round up one vertebra at a time, coming back into our mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's shake out our legs. One at a time. A couple times. Shake out our arms. One at a time. Couple of times, and then raise these hands up. Look into the sky. Press the palms together. Bring them down through the midline of the body at heart center. And then one more time, bring those hands up. Open up the eyes, open up the palms and the fingertips wide, and then just shout out, I love my life. I love myself. And then slowly bring those hands back down by our side bodies. A little bit of movement and some positive thinking can really go a long way. And at the very end of it all, turn on your favorite music and dance it out. Shake, 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 shake. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you soon.